Hello and welcome from me, Tim Hutchings, to the Gala, or Hungarian Gala of jumping. This is coming to you from Salgótarján, 40 kilometers from Budapest, the capital of Hungary. And the date is Wednesday, September the 11th. There are two events here, the high jump and the pole vault, but we concentrate on the high jump and the field just being introduced to the crowd there. The idea, of course, is to take the sport right to the people. The setting is a city square with traffic passing by, just on roads very, very close to these beds. There's Charles Austin, the reigning Olympic champion, lifted gold for the USA in Atlanta. And alongside him there, young Ben Challenger of Great Britain took the silver medal in the World Junior Championships in Sydney recently. The crowds have shown up on what is a beautiful day for competition. The building's giving some shelter from a slight breeze. And the first up is Van Kovac, the 22-year-old, jumping in front of his home crowd here. Only a 2:18 man in 1995, attempting 2:26, first attempt. Yes, good jump. Very good jump there for Kovac. The surface, well, looks pretty sound. No slippage there under the feet. Remember, this is just being laid on top of an ordinary street surface, tarmac surface. These mats have to be very, very rigid. Now Sergey Klugen, another 22-year-old, a Russian this time. Very, very talented though. Has the best outdoors of 2:27. That was 5 years ago when he was 17. Last year only cleared 2:26, but he's a massive talent. And no problems for him either at 2:26 there, although that was his second attempt. Bit of a hiccup, so on count back at least, he's behind Kovac at the moment. Perfect build for high jumping. Very powerful in the legs. Charles Austin, the unmistakable figure of the 28-year-old Olympic champion. Oh yes, just easing himself over 2:26 there. Coached by a female is Charles Austin, Sue Humphrey. Coaches him down in San Marcos in Texas. Of course, he lifted that Olympic title with the best jump of 1996, 2:39. In Atlanta, gave him gold ahead of Partika of Poland and Steve Smith of Great Britain. Yaroslav Voronin. Charles Austin, very much the old man in this competition, really. Voronin here, another Russian. He too, only 22 years old. And a 2:18 man this year. His third attempt at 2:26 coming up now. It really has given him a few problems, this height. The wind, not too significant in the square there. You can see the pole vault runway just behind him there, that green surface. Although in this particular program we are concentrating very much on this high jump. Now, Voronin has got to clear this. Third attempt. No. Very flat jump that. Took off too far away from the bar. Don't know if we'll get another chance to see it. Yes, here. And really, by the time the center of gravity is crossing the line of the bar, the plane of the bar, he's on his way down. So he goes out. Now Klugen again, this youngster, who I think is going to be a real threat to the world's elite in years to come. He is still only 22, remember. Actually not that tall, despite having a very good build for the high jump. 184 is his published height. That's only 6'1.5 inches. But very good power to weight ratio. Generates a lot of speed on approach. And he goes clear, second time at 2:28, and he's delighted with that. That's a new personal best for the young Russian. Well, a personal best outdoors, and it improves on that 2:27 of 5 years ago. He cleared that when he was 17. He's waited a long, long time for this improvement. Now Kovac, saw him earlier, cleared 2:26 first time, remember. His third attempt at 2:28 now. Klugen got it second time, but third time even is too much for the Hungarian. So in front of the home crowd, he goes out, and he's disappointed with that. I think he feels the height is there. Well, it wasn't particularly close, but he will finish in third place by dint of his first time clearance at 2:26. Klugen now at 2:30 has already notched up a personal best in this contest. Trying to get the crowd behind him now. This loud, rhythmic music is such a help to the jumpers. You very, very rarely see it outdoors. Becoming more and more popular indoors, and these street contests outdoors are gaining in popularity. You never see it in stadiums. Oh no. First attempt that though, has got a couple more to come. Now at the moment, he's equal with Austin in first place. Remember, Austin cleared 2:26 second time. In fact, Klugen leading, just checking the card. Klugen leading by dint of that clearance at 2:28 second attempt. Now Austin, first attempt 2:30. No, beyond him too on this occasion. Couple of attempts to go for both him and the Russian Klugen. Comes in with a very sharp turn. The angle there for Austin as he adjusts, approaching the bar the last couple of strides. 2 attempts to go for him and the Russian. Welcome back. You can see plenty of people looking down from the apartments and office buildings around this city square in Salgótarján, near Budapest. As this high jump competition for the men unfolds, the women are coming up, and incidentally that competition includes Stefka Kostadinova, the women's Olympic champion from Atlanta. So the organisers here really have done a good job in putting together some very solid fields, but attracting both high jump Olympic champions. 2:30 once more is beyond Klugen, and he has just one more attempt now at that height in which to sew up this competition, although maybe Austin, with a 2:39 to his name this year, is capable of pulling a little bit more out if necessary. I like the attitude of Klugen though. He really is going for it, and that's a height that he's never cleared before. Austin now, one failure to his name at 2:30. And one clearance, and that's all that's needed. That puts him in the lead. Again, he doesn't look too happy with it, Austin. He's a man who, since he lifted the world title back in 1991 in Tokyo, has had a lot of injury problems, has had knee problems that affected him through 93 and 94. Did compete, in fact, in Barcelona the year after taking the world title, but only finished in 8th place in those Olympic Games. But came back into the best possible form in 1996 to become Olympic champion. Now, Sergey Klugen, third attempt at 2:30. The wind has picked up a little bit. You can see that from the trees in the background. Good crowd here, being drawn in by all the noise and enjoying some world-class high jumping in this bizarre setting. Oh no, disappointing final effort there, in fact, from Klugen, but deservedly getting applause from the crowd there, having set a new personal best in this contest and having established himself amongst the world's elite at the 11th hour in 1996. He's a young man who, as a result of this contest, can go into his winter's training now with so much more impetus and motivation, and that'll do him a world of good. Expect to see more of Sergey Klugen in 1997. World Championship year, of course. Those World Championships in Athens next year, and you can bet this man will be wanting to regain his world title. Charles Austin already has this competition won with that clearance at 2:30, but the bar up to 2:34 now. Nothing too ambitious here. I think he feels that it's been a long, hard season for him, just as it has for everyone. Nope. And Austin, in fact, almost clearing the beds there. Taking off really too far away from the near upright. His last stride should be closer to that right-hand upright, and then he wouldn't travel so far across the bed. He's almost off the bed there, look. Can get dangerous. Second attempt for Austin. 2:34. Great advertisement for high jumping this, and you can expect that there'll be a few more youngsters down at the local track trying out this event, and hopefully others in the next few weeks in Budapest. No, again, Austin just drifting over that one and missing it very closely. Very frustrated with it. He doesn't actually look to be injured, Austin. I think physically he's in one piece, not holding his knees or ankles there. Those are, of course, the weak areas for the jumpers. I think just frustrated with his own... Oh, yes. Taking off too far away from the bar, basically, Austin, there. There's an awful lot of travel along the bar from the American. And also in the frontal plane, going towards the bar. I think he's just getting that run up wrong. Maybe the wind causing one or two problems. A little bit of technical feedback there for Austin. See if he can make that final vital adjustment. Budapest, of course, great centre of athletics in Hungary. They had the World Cross-Country Championships in 1994, and they have a marvellous indoor facility. And Austin, too, finishes his competition there with a poor attempt at 2:34. He'll be disappointed with his attitude towards that one, I should think. Really had made the adjustments to his approach and came up too close to the bar that time and realised it, aborted it long before he got up to the height of his arc, full height of his arc. But he wins it with 2:30. Klugen breaks new ground, the young Russian, with 2:28, and Kovac snatches third place. The women's competition coming up very shortly with, as I said, some great jumping expected from Stefka Kostadinova. But Charles Austin on top of the rostrum here, as he was at the Olympic Games, and they've done a great job for the crowd in Budapest in this contest. Welcome back to the Ugro Gala, or Hungarian Gala of jumping. Coming to you from Salgótarján, just outside Budapest. Stefka Kostadinova now at 184. Oh my goodness. So far clear there. She is, of course, the Bulgarian, the world record holder still. 2:09 she cleared way back in 1987. And she's still right out there on top. Undisputed world number one in 1996. Svetlana Lapina now, the 18-year-old Russian, took the bronze medal just 3 weeks or so ago in the World Junior Championships in Sydney with a height of 191. This is her second attempt at 184. Well, good jump. Very fast, raw-looking approach there from Lapina. Not really much rhythm. That just needs to be settled down a little bit. She has a short, stabby stride in her approach, which is unusual in high jumpers. At the age of 18, the Russian will obviously get a lot stronger, a lot more mature, and a lot more polished in her technique as the years go by. Now, Natalia Golodnova at the other end of the age range, 29 years old now. Set her best earlier on this year, indoors or out, of 196 at the European Indoor Championships. She was 7th. She goes clear at 187, first time. She was European Junior Champion 11 years ago, back in 1985, but really her career has stagnated in the decade since. But obviously in good form in 96, getting the training back together again with that 196. Jo Jennings, face will be familiar to a lot of British viewers, UK number 3 behind Debbie Marty and Leah Haggart. Injured in 1995, comes from Suffolk. Has cleared 189 this year. Oh no, Jo Jennings very disappointed with that. That was her third attempt at 187, and it's a height she knows is well within her capability. She's a 190-plus jumper at her best, Jo, but her career has been constantly interrupted through injury. Being watched there by Colin Bent on the right and Ben Challenger. Bent, British number 3 in the high jump. Dora Joffy now. Another young lady who took a medal at the World Juniors, the silver for her it was. Good clearance for her at 187. Third attempt there, and of course jumping in front of the home crowd here, the young Hungarian. Just 18 years old. She actually competed in the World Juniors 2 years ago in Lisbon when she was just 16 and finished in 7th place there. But that a great jump from Zsófi. She too cleared 191 in Australia for that silver medal in the World Juniors. And if she's handled correctly, the Hungarians could have a major star of the future there as well. Star of the future here and a star of the past as well. Kostadinova now. First attempt at 190. Oh. She's clearing these by so much. She's really not holding back, not jumping conservatively. I understand, incidentally, that she's been measured at a sports institute in Sofia in Bulgaria with the aid of a laser as having cleared 2:13, can you believe? That's 4 centimeters better than her world record. And of course, it's always, well, it's a fairly academic fact what people are capable of clearing, whether measured by lasers or any other system. It's what you do in competition that matters. Zsófi now at 190, third attempt there. Well, that's her second attempt, rather. Really enjoying herself here, though, in this afternoon sunshine. And the crowd giving her plenty of support. No, not too close there. Again, taking off a long way from the bar and just pulling that one off with her backside. I think she was on the way down as she crossed the line of the bar. And a little inexperience perhaps showing there. I know it's an informal competition to some extent, but Zsófi really, you could tell they're not focused on the task at hand. Her third attempt at 190 coming up. Determined to enjoy herself here in front of this crowd. No, poor attempt, and that was fairly predictable. She really didn't have her mind on the job at hand, did she? Just 10 or 15 seconds before she started that run-up. We'll do youngsters like this, though. World of good competing in this intimate little situation against the world's greatest ever jumper, Kostadinova. I'm sure they'll be wanting to chat to her before, during and after this competition to pick up reins and learn as much as possible, as Golodnova now faces her moment of truth. Third time at 190. Oh no, rather a lifeless looking jump there from the Russian. But again, the circumstances, the whole atmosphere here is really one of fun and entertainment. This isn't a Grand Prix meeting, it's not the Grand Prix final, although it's taking place just a few days after the Grand Prix final in Milan. It is a street or a city square competition just outside Budapest. And everybody here, for them, the priority is to enjoy themselves. It's been a long, hard season, seniors and juniors alike. Juniors with their world championships down in Sydney. The seniors, well, like this woman, have enjoyed great success, some of them, on the circuit, namely at the Olympics. Well, that was Kostadinova at 195. She pops over that one, making it look very, very easy. First attempt too. She's taken the tights off now, you'll notice. This is beginning to get a little bit more serious even for her. Nice clearance. Doesn't even touch the bar. She's cleared 2 meters or higher on more than 120 occasions now, Kostadinova. Her record is impeccable. Holds that world record at 209 from the World Championships in '87 in Rome. And of course, the highest jump in the world this year is by her, and that was in the Olympic final in Atlanta. She really does know how to peak. 201 now. Brilliant jump. Superb clearance from Kostadinova. It really was on the cards. The margin of clearance at the lower heights at 184 and 190 indicated that a 2 meter jump was possible, and she goes over 201 there. Again, absolutely perfect, doesn't touch the bar. She is a class apart at the moment. Very few women in the world scene look to be capable of getting up to her sort of standard. 205 she cleared to win the Olympic title. Now she's going for 206, first attempt. She's moved the bar up, straight up to this best height in the world for 1996. That's the incentive for the Bulgarian. Hungarian athletics really will receive an injection of enthusiasm from this. 4 years ago, the Hungarian Federation apparently was just about penniless. A new generation of administrators took over, better marketing men, And it really is coming on strongly now, athletics in Hungary. No, 2 attempts to go, but she's getting close. And getting feedback to the ultimate professional. Of course, last year in Gothenburg lifted the world title. And that just 3 weeks after coming back from having had a baby boy in January '95. Janine Whitlock there, just watching proceedings, the British record holder in the pole vault. Since this competition, incidentally, Whitlock has raised the British record up to 4 meters. Did that at Telford recently. She did win this competition in Budapest with 391, beating some very good opposition. Second attempt at 206, and again it was close. She's got 1 attempt left. Now, can she make it look more convincing than the top 2 men in the male competition? Both Charles Austin and Klugen looking tired and not very convincing at all on their final attempts in their heights. 1 more jump for Kostadinova then at 206. Janine Whitlock, incidentally, getting her first ever British best in this contest, the 23-year-old. Comes from Liverpool, coached by her father, Mike. And young Ben Challenger and Colin Bent also getting good experience at this sort of event. And I'm sure they'll be watching Kostadinova as well, because technically she is perfection. Third and final attempt at 206, and that was very close indeed. Oh, well, sorry about that, she says. Would like to have cleared it for the crowd, for the organisers. She did give it 100%, but not on this occasion. She's got to be tired. She's jumped so many times in the circuit this year, and really her level of consistency and her plateau of performance, if you like, has been quite astonishing. So Kostadinova wins then with a clearance at 201. She's going to take a 4th attempt at 206 just to see if she can get over it on this occasion. The crowd willing her on. They'd love to see it. In strict athletic terms, this jump would not be valid to go into the world rankings. It's her 4th attempt at the height, and of course you're only allowed 3. No, not as good an attempt really as the 3rd one. That was the best of the 4, I suppose, and I think she will call it a day there. But giving the crowd 101% value, although I don't think too many of them have had to pay an entry fee, seeing as this is out in an open street in Salgótarján. Last year, incidentally, they actually held a jumps competition in the local stadium in this town, and they had a world record in the pole vault from Bartova of 4:22. Well, no world records today, but some very impressive jumping by Charles Austin, and in particular by this woman, Stefka Kostadinova, the 31-year-old Olympic champion in the high jump from Bulgaria. She wins the Salgótarján Jumps Gala in 1996. A winning jump 201, absolutely superb, and the organisers are to be congratulated for putting on a very well run little contest in this street square. Maybe some thinking for people in the future to put on this competition more often. Kostadinova there, just being congratulated and receiving her prize. And I'm sure that will wrap up her season. Second place going to Golodnova, the Russian. Cleared 187 first time, 3 failures at 190. I'm sure a lot of these athletes now will be heading off on a holiday for a well-earned break. Of course, there is no let-up, really. World Indoor Championships in March are in Paris. World Outdoor Championships later on in the summer are going to be in Athens. And third place there going to the youngster Dora Györfi, World Junior Championship silver medalist from Hungary. It's the Hungarians getting 3rd place in both men's and women's competition. From me, Tim Hutchings, for now, it's goodbye, and that just about wraps up the track and field season on Eurosport for 1996. But I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.